Hi there and welcome back to my channel. In the last video, I've shown you how to create a basic report that will have a header, a footer, and will use variables and formulas in order to compute for the page total and the running balance. I would like to emphasize that this approach will only work for single page reports. But you don't have to worry because in the next episode, I'm going to show you how to print or make a report that will have multiple pages or reports that are very long and it will compose of several pages. In this video, I'm going to show you how to insert additional headers, no, in this QWeb report. We have to remember that we have this code in VS Code, and then I have made slight adjustments to the VS Code. Okay, I have created my page and my TR in my classes. Anyway, what do they do? They make sure that the page break before and after are not inserted, because we will use this later in the multiple page uh, report. No? We also avoid page breaks during uh, table rows. Anyway, let's proceed to our main topic today, which is to insert uh, headers, okay, to our guest build.xml. All changes will be reflected in a GitHub repository, which link I will specify below. Okay, so here is our main component. I have removed article because it will duplicate later. So I will also show it in the GitHub repository anyway. At this point, I'd like to show you how to create a page header which we can inherit to all of our documents. It will contain our logo, our company information, and maybe the page numbers at the top of the page. Okay, so to do that, we are just going to make an ordinary QWeb XML by going into reports, okay, and then creating a new file. Let's create a new file called page header.xml. Okay, so we'll just copy with the standard udo tags, no, and then of course we'll need the end tag. Okay, standard tags required that you'll see in most common uh, XML, udo XMLs. Okay, so we have that. Okay, we will start to create a template. We'll call it the report page header. Okay, report underscore page header. Okay, of course we're going to end this with an end template. Okay, because this is the name that we are going to use to call in our actual report. Okay, now we have to, after the template, we'll have to set the company specific calls, because we don't, so that we don't have to call the company names, no, or as variables in all reports. This saves us lines. Okay, so we will get the company environment so that we'll be able to get the company name and ID and other company uh, details. Okay, so we have that, and then we'll have to start with a class with the div. Okay, the div should have a class of header. Okay, of course with the div we have to end this. Now to make a long story short, this is a div which has three sub divs. Okay, let me just copy all of them, and then explain what they are. Okay. Three sub divs, actually these are columns. Okay, and they are included in a container called my page header, which is included in our reports.xml. Okay. So my page header, here it is now. Okay, it makes sure that it's repeated at the top of it, each page, no? Because the display is of type table header group. Okay, so it affixes itself on every table that it sees. Okay, so there it is now. There are three sub divs. The first div, which is the left div, okay, uh, shows our logo. Okay, and then the second div, which is the center div, shows our company information. Okay, and the right div contains our page number. Now in QWeb, you have a class called page, which will show the page number, and the to page, which will show the total number of pages. And then we will have a t out here like this, because this will allow us to insert additional headers in our actual report, specific to the report. Okay, now this is my page header left, and my page header center, and my page header right. They are actually report styles that will allocate head the widths, no, of the different page headers. Okay, the page header right will occupy 15%, the page header center will occupy 73%, and the page header left, where's our page header left, it should occupy the remaining. Here it is, no, the page header left. Okay, it occupies 12% because it only contains the logo. They are all left aligned. Okay, I hope you follow, no? So we have a small page header to the left, a large page header center, and a small page header right, which will display our page number. Okay, I hope you follow, no? So now let's save this. How do we call this in our main report? Okay, let's go to our main guest bill. Okay, and then at the top, no, after this, no, after the for loop, because it should cover, no, information regarding the for loop. Okay, we are going to call it with two lines. Okay, let me copy that one. Okay, here it is, no. First, we are going to set the variable report title as guest bill, because if you look at our page header, no, we have the t out report title. Okay, so we have to set it before we call it, and then we call the report using this t tag. Okay, we say t call report. Now the module name should be prefix hotel that, no, and the name of the template, which is in the page header. We have called it page header. Okay, the template ID is page header. Okay, and then followed by our standard contents. Now let us update and find out what's going to happen. Okay, I hope there's no error. Okay, there's none, we're lucky. So what we'll do is then go to the hotel guest registration. We have a bill here. Let's print the bill. Look for it. Now there's our standard header. Now can we add more contents to the header, especially report specific contents? Yes, because remember that in our page header, okay, we have a special tag, you know, t out -0, which means that anything that follows found after the call will be inserted at this point. Okay, so this is very important. You need this in order to be able to insert other custom headers. Okay, so now let me go to my actual code, and then insert my custom headers. I'll explain the custom headers shortly. Let's go to the guest bill. Okay, this is where we called our standard header, and this is the main contents, the div with a page class. Okay, I'm inserting an additional div. Now you have to avoid the div equals header, okay, because there's also, remember we have a div equals header in our page header. Okay, this makes sure that this component is printed inside, okay, the page header, okay, at every page. Okay, and then since we don't have to use a header here anymore, a div class header. Okay, why? Because it's inserted in our page header here at this point, so it's part of the page header already, so you don't have to include it. Now what we did is add additional component, rather elements, such as the GRC number. Now the TF is required, no, in order to avoid runtime errors. So we have a div and we have a div class row. Okay, so all divs will be in one row. Okay, and then we will have a GRC number, we'll have a guest ID, we'll have a room ID, the room T name. Okay, so they will just be arranged in one row, and then we'll have a second row, okay, which is the schedule. And by the way, I've computed a balance, which is amount applied. Let me show you that in my guest registration.py. Total amount applied. Okay, so I have created a total amount applied. Okay, and then I've updated our XML so that we can see the balances. Okay, so let me go back to our guest bill. So we have the total balance, so we can see the balance of the guest even without having to print the report. Now I'm going to show you how it's computed. It's already there, and I'm going to include it in the GitHub repository. Okay, so let's update this. Then let's go to our hotel, rather Udo, and then date our application. Okay, and then let's open one. Now before I proceed, no, so I have a total balance here already. Okay, so they're displayed in a counting format. We also have a total balance here, and it matches it here. We can later convert this into accounting format. For the moment, let us print the bill. Okay. Maybe let's check. Maybe I haven't saved it yet. It's the most common. Okay. That's the most common error. You just haven't saved it. Let's go to apps. That's why it doesn't affect the update. Let me print the bill. There it is. So I haven't really saved it. Now there's a gap here. How do we reduce this? Now in our paper format, remember before, okay, we had let's go to our paper formats. Okay, we had header spacing. Okay, we can reduce this, for example 25, okay, from 35. There's a space between headers. Okay, let's upgrade. Let's not forget to save it. Okay. grade. Let's print the bill. Find out. See, no, the paper, the gap has reduced. Now you can reduce it further if you like. No, okay. And anyway, you can also make top margins here. Okay, if you like. No, okay, between rows so that you will save space. So anyway, that shows my point. No, how to insert custom page headers and report specific page headers. No? Unfortunately, this only applies to single page reports. However, in our next episode, I'm going to show you a format that will allow you to print uh, multiple page reports with running page totals and balances at the footer. Okay. Thanks for watching this video and bye for now.